Someone asked me a question earlier. I thought it was a really good question. They said, what is the one idea that impacted your life the most? That completely transformed the way you look at yourself, the way that you look at the world or other people, or your potential, or your position in the world. These are all really interesting things that ideas can do to you. They will completely shift your perspective, and that will shift the way you see things and the way you believe things and the way you act, ultimately shifting the way that you live and the way that you are or the way that you speak or walk, So ideas are really powerful things. Be on a hunt for valuable ideas that you can take and apply to your life. Study great people, because great people have found valuable ideas and they'll give them to you. You can actually hear the way that people think through the way that they speak. It's one of the best things you can do to let people know who you are, your personality, is to allow them to peer into your mind. And you do that through your communication. You do that with your words. The ones you write, the ones you speak, the content I create, I let you know how I think. And that lets you know my personality, whether or not you'd hang around me, whether or not you get value from me and you want to give value to me. So allow people to peer into your mind using communication. And this is one of the biggest reasons I personally believe that you should build people skills and communication skills. A mentor of mine, he told me the better your communication and people skills get, the higher quality of life you will live. So to the extent that you can build people and communication skills, build them. To the extent that you can practice those things, practice. Never miss an opportunity to practice your communication or people skills. And when you do inevitably miss some opportunities, make sure you pick up the slack and go double down next time you can get them. So this idea of studying successful people early on, which came after I read the book Think and Grow Rich by Hill. First book I ever read on self-improvement or self-help, completely shifted the way that I think. Okay? So Think and Grow Rich is one of those impactful ideas that completely shifted my life. And now is having me years later help other people, serve other people with my skills, my knowledge, my content creation, etc. That all came from reading Hill's ideas in Think and Grow Rich. I'll link that book in the description because it is completely life-shifting if you will allow it to be. In following that book, I was not only inspired, but I actually took action on what inspired me. I started to follow my curiosities, think like a successful person like Hill taught, but I also started to pursue success, to get obsessed with self-improvement. Hill said if you want to change your life, you must work on yourself. The foundation of all successful people is self-improvement, and it can only be done by yourself. Nobody, no matter how much they love you, not your mom, your family, your girlfriend, no matter how much somebody loves you, nobody can come save you. Nobody can build you. They can only improve themselves. The greatest way you can help other people in your life is to work on you. And the greatest way other people can help and serve you is to work on them. Jim Rohn famously said, if you take care of yourself for me, I will take care of myself for you. Because that is the greatest value we can add to each other, is to build ourselves, build our minds, design the life we want to live and pursue it, create it, become it. And as you become a higher quality person, you'll be higher quality for the people around you. You'll bring people up instead of pulling them down in their finances, in their health and fitness, in their mindsets, in the way that they speak, and so on and so forth. Pursue your genuine curiosities, find the things you love and are interested in the most, and pursue them until they become burning obsessions of yours. Ultimately, you'll become this person that not only pursued their curiosities, but actually became their authentic self. The highest value version of you is on the other side of pursuing the things that you love. And the things that you love are hidden behind interests. Okay, before we ever love a thing, it's just an interest, a curiosity we have. Hey, I kind of want to try that video game. Hey, I kind of want to try that sport. Hey, I kind of want to go to school for that. Then you must take action. After God sends you your intrinsic curiosities, you must take action on them. You must move. And as you go down the path of this interest, it could either fall off, because once you're actually doing it, you might hate it. Or it could become a burning obsession of yours, ultimately finding something that you'll love and it will become your passion. And if you can do the things that you love every single day, you will actually get the best at them because you'll just play them the most. Okay, Naval said, find what looks and feels like play to you, but looks and feels like work to others. If you do that, you'll pass everybody on a long enough timeline because you just keep playing it for 16-hour, 12-hour, 8-hour days, and you feel no type of bad way about it. You love this thing, and so you just want to do it anyways. And if you can align what you love with what pays you, you'll get paid to live a life you love. Rob the Bank, a great influencer and entrepreneur, he said, get paid a living to live. You do that by pursuing passions and using those passions and those skills you build pursuing those passions to solve problems, Create that problem into an offer or product or business and sell it to other people. Other people who? Other people who have the same problem. Use your skills to serve other people, but pursue skills that are valuable to them. And skills that are valuable to people are skills that solve problems. Okay? You can't get really good at eating pizza and then expect to get rich from it. Nobody wants to watch you eat pizza. But if you get really good at some type of science, some type of art, some types of architecture, some type of something that adds value to other people's lives, i.e. solves a problem in their life, they will pay you for it. Even if you get really good at making soup, okay? Campbell's soup is a really rich man. And that's because he figured out how to make soup and put it in a can and get it to people's doors when they wanted it, all right? So solve problems in other people's lives by pursuing the things that give you meaning, that give you purpose, and that are ultimately allowing you to pursue your passions every day, to build skills in areas that you actually care about. Find what feels like play to you but looks like work to others. That is how you'll get rich. That is how you'll be the best in the world at something. So this idea of pursuing success and studying success led me to discovering the idea that changed my life forever. This is the first idea that comes to mind when people say, what impacts you the most? It's the thing I teach on. It's the thing that I create products around. It's the thing that I completely rant for hours about. And if you're in my life, you probably have adopted this idea by now just because of how many times I repeat it. And that is the growth mindset. This is the idea I send all my friends to. The growth mindset is really simple to understand and extremely impactful. And most great things are exactly that. Simple and impactful. This idea of the growth mindset basically says that you believe, you choose to believe, because beliefs are all choices, which we'll get into in a completely different video. The growth mindset says exactly this, that you decide to believe, you choose to believe that your skills, intelligence, personality traits, and beliefs are all malleable. They're all changeable. They're all upgradable. You can build on any of them if you so choose. And you can build these up. So constantly, even as you fail, as you're taking action towards your goals, it doesn't matter anymore. Because all you want to do is gain progress, gain mastery, gain skill, gain experience, gain wisdom, right? Gain intelligence. And you get that through failing or success. And so suddenly you don't fear failure anymore. You don't fear doing new things anymore. Because you know with time and effort, you will actually improve at everything. And so all you need to do is start pursuing the skills you want, fumble and stumble and follow your way forward, and you'll make it there. Most people are brought up in a fixed mindset. And this comes from the book Mindset, by the way. I'll link it in the description. Carol Dweck, okay? She said, the fixed mindset is what most people believe at a subconscious level, and it stops them from trying new things. The fixed mindset is the idea that says your personality traits, your beliefs, your intelligence, and your skills are fixed. So you started this way as a baby. I don't know why people believe that as a baby you have skills. Why as a baby Ronaldo was a great soccer player or football player if you're not in America. But you start as a baby with no skills, okay? But as a fixed mindset person, you believe you showed up with some skills or some potential. It's very limited. Whatever you have is what you're gonna have for life and what you're gonna die with. And so the fixed mindset kills more dreams and more impact and more fulfillment, and I think makes people more depressed than almost any other idea in the world. The fixed mindset. And so I set out on a journey to go build a growth mindset, but then I set out on a journey to transfer my growth mindset to as many people as I could at scale. So that as I give you these beliefs, you go work on yourself, you ultimately impact people that I would have never met or been able to impact on my own, and we make massive change in the world. The growth mindset is, to me, the cure for a lot of problems, and the fixed mindset is a virus. It is a plague, it is an illness, a mental illness that most people have but don't realize they have. And before you're conscious that you are a fixed mindset person in all these different areas, and mind you, you can have many different mindsets for different areas. You might believe you can get better at sports, but might believe you can't get better at relationships or communication skills or business skills. Okay, that's a false belief, but you might have some growth mindsets and some fixed mindsets. We're kind of all a mix. But most people lean towards a majority of fixed mindset beliefs, and I, as a successful person, must and decided I must lean towards more growth mindsets in all areas of life if possible. So you want to identify fixed beliefs and start to change them and make yourself better, but you can only do that once you're aware of these ideas. So I'll link the book in the description, but the growth mindset is the most life-changing idea I've ever learned, and I hope to transfer it to as many people as I possibly can at scale so that I or we can impact the world in ways that would not be possible on my own. All right, guys, so there is a good idea for you. I hope that's useful. I'll see you guys later. Please have a wonderful day. Bye.